All right, we are live. Happy Wednesday. Let me do this really quickly. We'll get started. Do it audio and video check as normal, you guys. It's going to take a second for Facebook to let everybody know that I'm here. And anyway, hope you're having a great week. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. It is sweater weather. Sweater weather here. It is sweater weather here. Okay. Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. That is a tongue twister, but the weather here, I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? It just, fall is here and I love it. I love this time. I just love the different season changes just because, especially the fall, because it kind of, for me, it symbolizes the holidays are kind of near. And anybody that knows me knows I love the holidays. So anyway, if you are joining and you are new to me, my name is Ashley Benz. I am a childcare business strategizer and mindset mentor. Wait a minute, y'all. Before I go into that, let me just make sure that I am on, that I'm okay, that all that good stuff. Let me just do that because there's no point in me going through anything and then I'm having some issues. Looks like that I'm good on video. Let me check sound. Okay, I'm good on sound as well. So, perfect. Wait a minute. Let me double check. Hang on. Give me a second, y'all. And I know this is early. I'm a little bit earlier than normal. I'm going to check my headphones. So I don't hear anything. Hang on. Yes, sound is good. All right, so I'm a little bit earlier today than normal. And it looks like that you guys are now kind of coming on board. Facebook has done its thing. So I've done an audio and video check. Hello, Trisha. How are you? Good morning. Yes, it is morning here. I usually do my Facebook Lives around 11-ish, which is usually close to kind of everybody's nap time. But I went to do something a little bit earlier today for a reason. And I'll get into that in a minute. So now that I know that you guys are here, as you're joining, come on in, say hello. Let me know where you're coming from and all that good stuff. And let me tell you guys this. Okay, so here's what I need for you to start doing when you watch my videos, whether you're watching the replay, whether you're watching live or anything. You need to comment and say something. let me tell you the reason why. Facebook's algorithm within the last 3 weeks has changed. And basically what they're doing now is that they're only going to show you stuff that you are liking and commenting on. So, hi Carolyn, good evening. Yes, it is. Is it evening or afternoon there, your time? I know we're like 10 hours or 6 hours apart. It's like 10:30. So, it's probably close in the evening for you, but good evening, Carolyn. But yeah, so Facebook's algorithm, and this is something that you guys need to be knowing about for your business, especially if you're running Facebook ads. If you are not liking and commenting on things, they're not going to show you that stuff. So make sure that when you jump on here, say something like, comment, or do something like that, because if not, then they're going to quit showing you my stuff and you won't see it. So anyway, that's the lovely world of Facebook that we are all now trapped into, right? It's like you can't live without it. But the crazy stuff that they do all the time, they're always changing things, just makes it like you don't really know whether you're going or coming. So, all right, so let me get started, you guys. I'm so excited about today's topic. I'm going to talk about why running a daycare business is just too much work. Okay, so, okay, Carolyn says that she's noticed a big difference in the amount of people seeing yes. And of course, you know, Carolyn, that it's always kind of been like that. It's just, especially when we're trying to, like, our Facebook business pages and things like that. But it's always been like that. But now they're cracking down on, and I get that. They don't want to bombard people with things that they're not interested in. So that's why, if you're interested in these videos and my go lives and things like that here, make sure that you're liking and commenting and all that good stuff when you come in. Hi, Rena. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining. So glad to see you here. Okay. So for those of you who do not know me, guys, I have to go through this every single time because there are new people that find me every day on this amazing world in the interwebs. So every time I got to do this. so that the new people know who I am. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ashley Benz. I am a childcare business strategizer and mindset mentor. I am the founder and creator of Childcare Success Tools, which is the #1 online platform for childcare business automation. And basically what I do and who I help. So what I do is I help childcare owners basically learn how to automate their childcare businesses and have things running in the background of their daycare businesses so they don't have to work so much. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. I also help those who are trying to get started. So if you're trying to get yourself up and running and you're trying to get going, I help those do that. And then we shift right over into automation, and I help basically help everybody kind of make sure they got their daycare businesses automated so they don't have to work so much. For me, when I ran, let me tell you why and how I know how to do this. That would be very important for somebody that's new. So what qualifies me to do this is that I actually owned, operated, ran, and directed a childcare business for 10 years. And when I did that for 10 years, it was a lot of work, and some of it was too much work, and some of it I was putting on myself. So that's basically what qualifies me to do this. And I love what I do, you guys. You guys don't know how much I love this. I love being able to help change childcare owners' lives, because when I ran my daycare business, it was hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was looking back, it was probably one of the scariest things I have ever done, because I did not know what I was doing for the majority part of it. And then I finally got the hang of childcare business automation about the 6th year I was in business. It took us 2 years to fully automate my daycare center. And then so about the 8th year that I was in business, it was just like a well-oiled machine. So, about 8 years, I could have went to school to be a doctor, trying to figure all that out, right? So hello, Victoria. Good morning. Welcome. Okay, so let me go over this information with you guys. Now, before we jump in, I do want to say that this video is sponsored by my Childcare Business Automation Academy, you guys. It is now open for fall enrollment. And what I'm doing is right now, I have a 7-day free trial where you can actually jump into the academy. You can test drive it, test it out. If it's something that you like and you want to stay, then you can definitely stay with us, okay? Now, what the Childcare Business Automation Academy is, it is your step-by-step, plug-and-play automation systems that run in the background of your daycare business. Hi, Victoria. How are you? Give that sweet baby some loving and kissing from me, okay? I am so happy for you guys, and so happy to see you as well, Victoria. And tell your husband I said hello too. So happy that you're here joining. So yeah, it's your step-by-step plug-and-play automation systems that run in the background of your daycare business, you guys. This is where I teach everything, okay? Once again, 7-day free trial running right now. Fall enrollment is open. And if you want to stay inside the program with me after your trial period, after you test drive it, then you can just stay in there for $57 a month, you guys. It's like pennies, okay? Absolute pennies. I will tell you this, because I've had people that say, oh, Ashley, like I cannot afford the $57 a month. Well, let me just tell you this right up front, okay? And I'm going to tell you this out of love. If you cannot afford $57 a month, then you probably don't need to be in business. And the reason why I tell you that is because being in business, you have to invest. And if you can't invest in yourself, I can't help you. I cannot help someone that cannot invest in themselves, okay? So $1.90 a day. But right now, we're not going to worry about all that. I just want you to get inside there and do the trial period. Go through that. If you like it, stay with me, all right? So this video is sponsored by my Childcare Business Automation Academy. All right, so please like and love this video. As I stated earlier, for those of you that are just joining, Facebook algorithm has changed in the last about 3 weeks. If you're not liking, commenting, or anything like that, you're not going to see my stuff, okay? They're going to start pulling that away from you. Makes a lot of sense, right? They only want to show you things that you're interested in. So if you're watching this from YouTube, be sure, first of all, you are watching the replay. If you would like to join me live, I do my Go Live videos on my Facebook business page every Wednesday. I usually do them at about 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. Today I'm doing it a little bit earlier. because I want to make sure that you guys get an opportunity to go ahead and jump inside of the Childcare Business Automation Academy free trial. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this now so that during nap time, you guys can get in there and have a little time to do that while the kids are asleep today. I want to give you guys a review of the Academy by Carolyn, who is joining us today from the UK. This is Carolyn's review. Carolyn has been a part of the Academy since it opened. It opened back in 2016, you guys. And it is absolutely, like, it's evolving, okay? But Carolyn says, I would highly recommend the group, the Childcare Business Automation Academy. It will give you everything you need to get started. The courses are amazing, and Ashley Benz is brilliant. She cares so much about her students. Yes, I do. You guys, y'all are like my babies. If you're in my academy, I care about you guys, okay? I care about your results that you're getting. Carolyn says, I wish this had been around when I was starting up. I've spent nearly 6 years figuring out things by myself. Using this program, you can have it all sorted out before your doors open. And so she was literally saying, hey, even if you're getting started, this is perfect for you. If you're already in business, definitely for you. Okay. Why running a daycare business is too much work. I love this topic. I thought about this morning, you guys, and I was just like, you know what? This is what we're going to talk about. So the very first thing, first of all, good morning, Ellen. Hi, Nikisha. The reason why it is too much work running a daycare business, you guys, is because, okay, I'm going to take it way back. We're going to go back and do a little bit of a history here. The industry back in the 80s basically has set up running a daycare business this way. And this is what you do. Hey, Denisha, welcome. Thanks for joining. Denisha's my sister, you guys, and she handles our social media, so I'm super glad to have her here, as always. All right, so the reason why it's a lot of work is because back in the 80s, okay, this is the way they set it up, and this is what they did. They said, okay, and I just want you to imagine, okay, let's go back. There was this little lady or whatever who, oh, thank you so much, LN. You know what, you guys? LN says she loves my talk. It is sweater weather today, so I had to, I'm going through my closet, and I'm trying to, find stuff, and this is one I found. I said, I'm going to wear this today. So anyway, thank you so much. But it's long sleeves. I had to put on a little long sleeves because it's chilly outside. So, okay, so going back to this little lady who had this idea, okay? This is back in the 80s, when women started to go back to work, okay? When it was like, okay, right now, the economy was changing, inflation was happening, and it was just really hard for families to make it off of one income. So, the families made a decision that said, hey, you know what? You're going to go back to work. You're going to either go to work, and we're going to have to put the kids in daycare, okay? Or somebody's going to have to watch the kids. So, well, you have this, ladies or a little lady that said, you know what? I'll do it. Right? I'll watch your kids for you. You guys go to work. Usually it's probably grandma or aunt or somebody in the neighborhood that would do that stuff, right? Well, this is the way that she set it up. And of course, once this kind of really started booming and women were back in the workforce, well, she started her day at 5 o'clock in the morning. The kids might have came in at 5:30 or 6 or whatever the case is there. Her day did not end at 6 o'clock that afternoon. And then now she's got to take care of her own family, right? So why running a daycare business is too much? Number one is because it's the way the industry has set it up. But that is based off of way back in the 80s, okay? The issue with that, you guys, is that nothing kind of has changed with that. Not a whole lot has changed. I talk to you guys all the time. I talk to owners all over the world, okay? Nothing has changed with that. Everybody's still working these long hours, okay? Here is what I do want to say. I'm going to inject this into this conversation that we're having here about that, okay? Hang on, y'all. I'm so sorry. Okay, sorry. I had an Instagram message just pop through. I have to learn to turn off my notifications when I'm in these videos because they always distract me. But here's what I want to say about hard work, and I want to inject this into this conversation. Hard work does not pay off, you guys, and I have to constantly remind myself of that. And I've got to constantly make sure that I remind you guys that. Here's the thing about what I do here. This is a platform. And I take this very, very seriously because I am in front of thousands of people, okay, that watch this stuff. So I take it very, very seriously. This is my ministry, and this is something that God has allowed me to steward over. So I take it very seriously. And so if you guys watch me, you kind of hear me saying the same things over and over again. It's just because until it changes in this industry, this is all I'm going to talk about. Now, when it changes, then we'll talk about something else. But until it changes, until I start to see childcare owners taking care of themselves and running a successful childcare business, until I start to see childcare owners who can have a day off when they need to, who do not have to work in their businesses, 10 plus hours a day, 50 plus hours a week, okay, who can travel, who can make the money that they desire, and, and have the daycare business of their dreams. Until I start to see that, I'm just going to keep talking about this. That's just it, okay? But hard work does not pay off. And if it did, I want you to think about the farmer, okay? I want you to think about the farmer. Farmers work their butts off, okay? I am right here in the heart of Kentucky, and, it's nothing but farm. I mean, I'm literally looking outside my window. It's nothing but farmland, okay? They work their butts off. Now, if you notice, if you ever pass a farm and you look at the farmer's house, is it a large house or is it a small house? Okay. Usually it's a small house and they've got this loads of field around them. So that right there says that if hard work paid off, then why is the farmer why do they don't have a 10,000 square foot house? Okay. Doesn't. Look at the people that collect our trash, right? Look at the guy that comes by in the truck that collects your trash. These people work hard, you guys. They work hard. The community helpers, we talk about that, right? Whenever we do these little units and lesson plans with the kids, we talk about community helpers. They work very, very hard. But if it paid off, then these people would be rich, right? So hard work does not pay off, you guys. It doesn't. Now, don't get me wrong. We need to have a good work ethic, and I believe in work ethic. And in fact, I think about my dad. He is such a hard worker. He works too hard. And we tell him all the time, especially like if it's a day off or whatever the case is there, just do something else besides work, Dad. But he won't stop. And I get that from him, which is a good characteristics to have. But it comes in that, that old school way. And it's, like I said, it's okay. We do want to work hard, but we really just want to work smarter and not harder, okay? Because it doesn't pay off. And I want you all to be careful about what you see on Instagram and social media and these cute little quotes that go out that talk about, hustling and I love to hustle and all this kind of stuff, okay? Now that stuff is cute. It's cute on mugs. It's cute on t-shirts and their keychains or whatever, right? But if you have the mentality and the mode of hustling, you will burn out. And that's kind of what happened to me. I got so tired because that was what I thought was right. I thought that if I worked hard, that it would eventually pay off. And what I came to learn is that it did not do anything for me, but stressed me out, gave me all, health conditions. We struggled with infertility, and all that was related to stress. So hard work does not pay off. But why running a daycare business is too much work is because of the way that the industry set it up back in the 80s, and nobody is changing that, okay? Number 2, another reason why it's too much work is because you have decided to continue in the path of that little lady who said, okay, moms are going back to work. Hey, the little lady in the neighborhood or the grandma or the aunt or whoever that started daycare, that started childcare services, you are following in the path of her, okay, who at that time, that was what that age was, right? That's what that generation was all about. And that's nothing, you guys, I love that generation, right? Like I'm not going to take away from the people back in those times that worked hard. I'm not going to take away from that. But what I am going to say is that just does not work, okay? And the reason why is because you will sacrifice so much. You will sacrifice your family. You will sacrifice just yourself. You will lose yourself in the process. And that's what happened to me. But the other reason why running a daycare business is too much work is because you have decided to follow in the path of the lady in the 80s who said, this is how we're going to do it. That's it. You've decided to say, you know what? I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to open my doors up, and I am going to be the one that has to be there all the time. That's how they did it. And you have decided to continue in that path. Okay. But here is the deal. So we were having a conversation in my private Facebook community. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday. And a post went up about marketing. And so the question was like, what do you do for your marketing or whatever, that kind of thing. And so the conversation kind of led into, people are still doing flyers and table booths and stuff like that. And I was just writing in there, and it just came out, and I was like, okay, I'm using this. So this is what I said. I was like, if it's not running in the background of your daycare business, it is too much work. And that is why running a daycare business is too much work for you, is because if you don't have things that are running, if it's not running in the background of your daycare business, then it will be too much work. Now, let me explain. I'm going to give you an example. These things are really going to, these examples I'm getting ready to give you are going to hit home, okay? So I'm probably getting ready to step on some toes. And if you don't want that, then you better sit Indian style, okay? All right, here's the deal. There are parts of the business that requires a person to be there. And we know that, you guys. We have these amazing, beautiful little children that need care. Right? They need things done for them, okay? These beautiful children that God has blessed this planet with, they do need a person there, right? So there are parts of the business that requires a person to be there, okay? Now, I'm not talking about that part of the business, because in fact, I want you to be there. You got to be there, making sure that child has what they need, right? But there's other parts of the business that do not require a person to be there. Okay, so let me give an example. I'm going to take this example that we were having inside of our private Facebook group community the other day about the marketing. And somebody had said that and I will say this, a lot of you all are definitely gearing towards the online and all that. And that's exactly where you should be at when you're trying to market. Where you should not be at is setting up table and booths and passing out flyers. And even in the conversation, somebody said that they were passing out flyers, but they said either my flyers get misplaced or they don't even get approved, meaning that they go in these businesses and these owners are saying, no, we can't hang that up. Or, you guys have heard me talk about flyers. I have a whole video on flyers, and I'm having a little bit of a connection issue, but I'm back. Okay. But enrollments. Okay. So I'm going to talk about, marketing. Tables and booths are not running in the background of your business because you have to be there. Okay. Now here's the deal. I do not mind table and booths, okay? But the way that you should have that set up is that you've got a marketing engine that is running in the background of your daycare business. And table and booths is just because you just want to. Because you just want to get in the community. This is something you want to do. But that should not be how you market and advertise your daycare business. And if that's the way you're doing it, you're going to burn yourself out, okay? And on top of that, depending on where you are located at, when the wintertime hits, you can't even do that anymore, right? I mean, they have outside, a lot of community things are happening in the summertime and things like that. When the wintertime hits, a lot of that stuff is not happening, okay? Because the holidays are here and nobody's really thinking about all that stuff. Everybody's in the holiday season. So if you're doing tables and booths to market and advertise your daycare business, that is okay. I'm not saying not to do that. What I am saying is that you also need to have a marketing engine that runs in the background of your daycare business so that when you don't feel like getting out there and putting up a table or a booth and staying all day on a Saturday, instead of spending time with your own family, you don't have to do that. That is what I'm saying, okay? Can I get a yes and an amen, please? Enrollments. Here's another thing, okay? Okay, so let me explain how enrollments and things like that work. All right, so yes, you have to be there when that parent comes into your door and they want to tour your program, okay? Hi, Whitley, welcome. You have to be there. Yes, you've got to be there to talk to that parent and show them around. But when they are done and they decide they want to enroll with you, that's where it should stop it for you. And this is what you should be doing, okay? You should be saying, Thank you so much. I am so excited to have you and your family enrolled with us here. Here is a laptop, okay, or an iPad or one of these cute little, fancy stuff that's out here now that everybody can do and bring in your business. If you would like to enroll, you can do that online, okay? Or you can even go home and do that, right? Go ahead. Let's go ahead and get your deposit down or whatever. Let's do your registration. Let's get that down. And then you can go home and finish up the rest of it, right? All that is done online, okay? Once again, yes, you have to be there to show them around, but you don't have to be there to do the enrollment. And this is what I'm talking about, having things that run in the background of your daycare business. And then guess what you can do? If it's 2:30 and that was the last appointment of the day, you can go home. You don't have to sit there for an hour or an hour and a half while they fill out paperwork and then you got to process and yada, yada, yada. Okay? Is this making sense? Please tell me if this makes sense. Okay? Another thing, onboarding new staff. Okay? Yes, you have to be there to interview, right? You have to be there to interview. You have to be there to, make sure this person is a great fit for your program. But after that, you do not have to be there to help them go through an onboarding process, okay? And so what I teach in the academy is what we call, it's video trainings, right? So here's what I did, you guys, because I got sick and tired of it. I mean, and you guys know that the staff, there's a high turnover rate when it comes to daycare businesses, and it's just a lot of places, fast food, things like that. But daycare, high turnover rate. We know that. So I was going through a season at my business, at my daycare center, where it's just staff they were just turning over. And it really wasn't, a lot of it, some of it was because I just wasn't going to have them there. They was not doing their jobs. They was not passionate about it. So I'm not going to keep you here. I'm sorry. I don't care. If I have to literally go in the classroom myself, I will do that. And in fact, I did that one day. I'm going to tell you guys a story. So I had hired this individual, and this is right after I had Nova. And I was maybe I think it was maybe a month that I had come back to work, right? Come back to the daycare center. And I got there about 9 o'clock, walked in the door. This teacher was on their phone, literally, you guys, legs propped up on my desk. They was in the classroom, but everything in that building I owned. So legs propped up on my desk. Kids off in the corner playing, and they knew that. Teachers knew that. You do not sit when children, you don't sit anytime. You don't sit outside. My teachers, no, that is a no. You do not sit outside, and you do not sit in the classrooms unless you are at a table and you're working with children. If there are kids, like this is what I tell them, if kids are moving around, you are moving around. So you need to get up and you need to go over there and interact with those children. We are not a babysitting service here, so you are not going to sit around and not interact with these children that are here. So I walked in, you guys, and I'm getting heated up just talking about it. I'm living it back. I am back in that moment. I walked in, legs propped on this, on their cell phone. I had my bags in my hand, you guys, and I was a new mom. I'm breastfeeding. It's all, all these hormones are happening. I dropped my bags immediately. I said, get out now. Get out of my daycare center right now. Out the door. Because you're not going to do this. I am not going to pay you to do that. That is not going to happen. Not on my watch, and not for these children here. They do not deserve that. They deserve you getting up and interacting with them. Okay? All right. So, let me get back to what I was talking about. But onboarding the new staff that come in, okay? You don't have to be there for that, okay? And I'm talking about their paperwork, so I went over paperwork and, how to use the clock-in system, where to take their lunch breaks at, just that kind of stuff, that orientation style stuff. You don't have to be there for that. And so what happened with me, I got tired of it. I was going through a season where we had a high staff turnover rate. We finally got that in control, but I got tired of it. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to record something, and I'm going to set you down, and you're going to watch it from here. Now, what I did do is that I did have another process where we called it on the floor training, where yes, I was in the classroom with them for the first few weeks, or either my assistant director, and we made sure that they understood how to run the classroom. And I don't care if you tell me that you've done this before. No, you have not. If you have not been in my daycare center, you have not. You do not know what I am looking for. So although you might have experience working for somebody else, you don't have experience working for me, and I do things totally different here. So we're gonna, so I go out and show them. Okay. All right. So do you understand what I'm saying here when I'm talking about running in the background of your daycare business, right? So with the onboarding the new staff, okay, I come in, I interview, we go through that process. When it's time to actually do the orientation, they sit in front of a computer. Okay. Now what am I doing? I'm doing whatever else I need to do. I don't have to spend all day bringing a person in. Then when they're done, I have them come back to my office. And we go over questions and things. I had a whole system. So I even had a test they took and all that good stuff. Okay. And these things I do teach inside of the Childcare Business Automation Academy, which right now I have a 7-day free trial. All right. Lesson planning. This is the last example I'm going to show you. Lesson planning. So we're talking about things running in the background of your daycare business. We're talking about the fact that there are things that you do have to be there to be, that requires a person to be there. But there are things that don't require that person, or requires maybe having somebody set up something and then it runs in the background. So lesson planning is one of those things, okay? I have talked to several owners who are telling me that they don't have a good, lesson planning system. They're all over the place. Kids come in the mornings, and instead of them greeting, they are cutting out things for the day of, okay? That also happened at my daycare center, and I put a stop to that because I said, you know what? That's not happening. When kids come in the door, it's time for you to greet, not to be setting and cutting out things for the day of. Those things should already be prepared for the day. So we put a lesson planning system in place. Now, this basically is where you set up everything in the front end, and it's microwavable, and that's what I called it. It was our microwavable lesson planning systems. Everything was laid out. Okay. So this also helped that if for some reason a staff could not come in, that regular teacher could not be there, or if you are running this out of your home and you maybe have an assistant or whatever, and you can't be there that day, you've got a doctor's appointment or whatever, you're going to have a sub come in. It allowed for the activities to continue. It allowed for us to ensure that there was no gap in quality because somebody was out sick or whatever the case happened. And we called it microwavable. You pull it out, you set it on the table for the kids. I mean, literally, if I had somebody to walk in that had nothing, like they did not know any children, but because there was some crazy stuff going on that day and I just need to get a body in, and they was a sub or the cook or whoever that may not normally work with kids, don't do lesson plans, don't know anything about that, it was microwavable. And the way that I set it up was I said, if I had somebody to walk off the street, right, and they could read and follow some simple instructions, they could still carry on the day for these kids, and we don't have to have a gap in quality for the children. The kids are not going to notice if somebody's not there. You guys know what I'm saying, right? We know that. Teachers are out. The classrooms is chaotic. It's just all over the place, okay? Now, this is how this works. This is the running in the background of the day. You set it up in the front end. When Monday hits, it's the whole week is there. Everything is all laid out. I'm talking about everything from apples to whatever that you need to everything, right? Now, what this allows, well, that's been pushed in the background of the day because you don't have to think about it. You can focus on the children. The teachers can focus on the children. They don't have to be worried about what we didn't get to do that or whatever, or I don't have that cut out. So, hey kids, you guys sit over here, and Miss Ashley is going to cut out your apples and oranges, and you guys are going to sit so nice and quietly while I get this ready. That is not going to happen. Okay, not going to happen. You guys know that. So, do you understand what I'm saying? Am I giving a clear picture as to what it means to have things running in the background of your daycare business? What it means is that you're not concerned about it. You're not concerned about your marketing. You're not concerned about your enrollments. Okay, you're not concerned about your accounting, but you're not concerned about those things because those are running in the background of your daycare business. And when you are there, you are in the present, in the moment. Okay, and this is something that I struggled with because I was never in the moment in any moment that I was in. I was never in the moment. My mind was always somewhere else. If I was working on my accounting budget, my mind was on what was going on the floor. If I was on the floor, my mind was on what I need to do in my office. It was just, you know what I'm saying? Like I could not breathe. Okay. Until I learned about Childcare Business Automation, until I discovered it. And we injected it into my daycare business. And then from there, when I was working on something, I was present in the moment. Okay. Okay. So once again, you guys, this video is sponsored by my Childcare Business Automation Academy. Right now, it is a free trial. All the things that I am going over with you right now that I've talked about in this video, I do show and I do teach these things in a step-by-step process in video trainings inside of the Academy. You can get in, you can try it out for 7 days free. And if you like it, then you can stay with us, okay? Now, here is what I want you to take away from today's video. It's one and done, okay? It's rinse and repeat. If you don't have the things that don't require a person, and I also want to let you know this. Sometimes, you guys, there are things that you are doing that you feel requires a person, but it does not, okay? So I just want you to remember that. It should be one and done. I'm going to set this thing up one time. I'm going to be done with it. And then it's going to be a rinse and repeat process. Okay. And these things are going to be running in the background of your daycare business. Right? Okay. So here's what I need for you to do. This is why I did this video a little bit earlier today. Because your homework today, this is your virtual goodie bag. You guys that know me know that after any of these videos, I always do what's called our virtual goodie bag. So I'm always going to leave you with some resources and anything that you're going to be able to need if you want to dive deeper into any topic that I discuss, okay? And so your virtual goodie bag today is to basically sign up for the free 7-day trial, okay, to get into my Childcare Business Automation Academy. Get in that thing, take it for a test drive. Everything's in there, okay? There's 5 complete systems in there. And they cover accounting and budgeting, marketing and advertising, management and leadership, customer service and program quality, and then office organization and procedure. So what I would tell you is that whatever that you are struggling with right now, you jump inside of this 7-day free trial, you go directly to that system, you start looking at those videos, you start watching what I tell you to do, step-by-step trainings, and you start to do something. Execute something, okay? Execute something. And you will get results. You'll start to understand. This academy it changes your mind about running a daycare business, okay? It's going to really, honestly, what it does is that it allows you to be able to kind of think on a, higher level, if that makes any sense. Like up here, right? Thinking where you can actually be able to see everything that's going on in your daycare business and kind of have that top view, bird's eye view is what I'm trying to say, that bird's eye view, okay? It's going to give you that. It's going to completely change your mentality about how to run this thing. And my results for anybody that's a member of my academy is that you get your life back, okay? For those that are running businesses that's been doing this for a long time, that you get your life back. And if you're new, that you don't have to go through the things that we have had to gone through, okay? I could sit here and cry my eyeballs out, you guys, and I don't want to get emotional, but it was so hard for me. It was just when I look back and everything that I went through, it was just so much work. So I'm trying to help as many people as I can to not have to go through what I went through. In some ways, I felt like I was in prison sometimes. And a lot of it was just because I wanted so much for my childcare business. I wanted so much for those children and families that came in that I put myself on the back burner in the process. And a lot of it was that I was just doing it the hard way. Nobody was talking about running things in the background of your daycare business. Nobody was talking about the fact that, you don't have to work all these hours. Everything that I heard was work. all day long, Ashley. Work all day long, go in early, leave late, and then when you get done, you don't even have time for your own family. That's what I was taught. And it's just wrong. Because here's what the sad part about it is, you guys. Here's the sad part about it, is that these beautiful little children and these babies suffer from that. Because if we, as owners, if we don't have ourselves together, how can I give to somebody else? How can I give to that precious little baby in my infant classroom that needs me to show this teacher or train this teacher on something? How can I give that to the teacher that allows that to be given to that child when I am stressed out, right? How can I do that, you guys? Thank you so much, Whitley. I don't know. This is so emotional for me, right? I don't know why I'm getting so emotional, but it's a lot of work, you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. It's so much work. And if I can help anybody not to go through that, I want to do that. For those of you that may not know my story, we struggled with infertility for 6 years. And a lot of it was because of this business. And it got to the point with me that, you know, I would see these other kids, you know, moms come in with babies and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, when am I going to have my own child? You know, and so anyway, I told myself, I was like, Ashley, you know what? God gave you this daycare business because you're not going to be able to be a mom. That's why. And I learned, you know, at some point, I kind of conditioned myself to just accept that. And so anyway, so I said, but I can't, like, Lord, I cannot accept that. I cannot accept that. I am so good with children. Like, they love me. And I'm so good with the teachers here. I'm good with staff. I'm good with people. I deserve to be a mom. I deserve that. And I prayed and I asked God. And so anyway, Childcare Business Automation, you guys, changed my life. So anyway, I'm going to look at some of these comments, you guys. I apologize for getting all emotional on y'all. But this thing is just, I mean, it's that life-changing. Okay, so let me see if I can read these. I'm going to have to go over here and read the comments. Carolyn says, a lot of work. And if you don't work in childcare, you have no idea how much work it is. Or Ellen Petty says that. I know. And people don't know. They don't know Ellen. Let me see if I can read these comments, y'all. Hang on. I'm going to back up a little bit. Okay. Whitley says you're truly a blessing. Thank you so much, Whitley. I appreciate that. Ellen, thank you so much for sharing your heart. You guys, and let me tell y'all, it's really, to get on here and to, like, you know, kind of go deep like that. Like, that's the first time I've ever done that. It's very therapeutic. So thank you all for letting me do that. But it's so vulnerable to get on here. I mean, I'm like in front of 3,000 people plus, right? So anyway, I guess it's just on my heart. And I just feel so bad for people that are going through this and don't have any help. So that's why I'm here. Carolyn says, just wanted to say automation works so well. And I'm really seeing the benefit this week. I have a different set of children, so I can just, reuse my planning from a few months ago. I know. Don't you love that, Carolyn? My menus are automated. Hang on, y'all. I guess I gotta hit see more. My menus are automated, and I don't even have to think about that. I don't really have to think about marketing. Had a new family contact me today. Touring next week. I didn't do anything. I love, see? Carolyn, you guys, has been a part of the Academy since 2016, y'all. So, and then she says, so true. You need to put yourself first so you can be the best you for the children. Yes. Ellen says, I think I read that one. Thank you so much, Victoria. She said it's okay. Thank you. Okay, you guys. So listen, I came in here 2 reasons. So you guys can get in there, take it for a test drive, 7-day free trial. And also because my day is just super busy today. And I was like, I just want to get on a little bit earlier. I didn't know how it was going to work out because I know like around 11 o'clock is usually when I come on, and I, usually have a really good turnout. It's kind of nap time for some of you all, and things like that. But anyway, start your free day 7-day trial today. Now I will tell you guys, the deal is that the Academy doors will be closing down very soon. This is fall enrollment. So I am doing an open fall enrollment, but I'm going to be closing those doors down. It's been up since 2016, and it's time for me to go in and start updating it. And I'm so excited about it. I've already told the members all the new changes going to be happening and all that good stuff. So I'm going to shut the doors down to go in and do those updates and changes. And then when the doors reopen back up, which I don't know when, because I've only done this, I've only launched the Academy once a year. So every time, like once a year, I've launched it. So I don't know when I'm going to open the doors back up. I don't know if it's going to be next year. I don't know if I'm going to do another one this year. But I do know that I'm going to close the doors down to do those updates and changes. And then I will reopen it. But when it reopens, the price might increase some because of the added value. So here's the cool thing about it. Anybody that's inside of the program, inside of the Academy, before all that happens, you're good to go, right? You're set. You're with me. We're good. You're good to go. So that is it. I'm only going to put 2 links down in our virtual goodie bag today. That's going to be the free trial, and that's going to be my private Facebook group community. If you're not a part of that, you need to join. That's where we have discussions, just anything that is your area to ask questions about things that you're trying to automate, about just running a daycare business in general. If you're trying to get started, that's where you want to go at. There is over 1,000 people in that community, so it grows every single day. Every single day that thing grows, which I love it. And so anyway, 2 links are going to be down below after I end the video. 7-day free trial. Get on in there, you guys. I'm going to be in there. I'm going to welcome you. Y'all, I set up a whole thing for you all. I've got a little welcome video. I'm going to walk you through. I had so much fun setting that thing up. So that is all there. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for doing what you do. Working with the children that you work with and those that's trying to get started, your desire to want to do this. It is a lot of work, but it doesn't have to be. It does not have to be. And I'm here to help you learn how to have your the things running in the background of your daycare business so that you can have a life and that you can actually enjoy doing it. I got to a point where I did not enjoy doing it. And I just never want somebody to get to that place, because once you get there, it's kind of hard to get out of that. It's just hard to get out of that, right? It's hard to get out of that, not enjoying doing it and things like that. So, Ellen says this live has been awesome. Thanks so much. I'm excited about the 7. I am too, you guys. So, all right, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to finish out my little day here. I can't think of anything else. If you guys do have any questions or comments, leave those down below. If you're watching the replay, if you're watching this on YouTube, leave your questions, comments, anything down below. Make sure that you do subscribe. If you are on YouTube, hit that little bell so that you get notifications of when I do these videos. And if you're watching on Facebook, I will, hopefully the Lord's will, I'll be back here next Wednesday, probably around 11 o'clock next Wednesday, Central Standard Time. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining me. You guys have been so wonderful today. Thank you for letting me get emotional on you. Those are real tears, you guys. I just want to let you guys know that I am a real person. That just hit me. So anyway, and I appreciate you guys let me do that and let me be vulnerable here in amongst 3,000 plus people. So, all right, you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you inside of the 7-day free trial. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. As always, I am sending you my prayers of encouragement and success your way. And I'll see you guys soon. See you inside that free trial, okay? Have a great rest of your day.